Hello and welcome to Computerology Academy. So the prelims for the UPSC 2021 is already over, and now the students are continuously contacting me and asking me for the strategy of how to prepare for the mains exam of UPSC 2021. So this is a very critical question, and the answer for each and every student is different because what you have read earlier, what is your capability, what kind of student you are, this thing depends on all these factors, and accordingly your strategy should be decided. But here also some universal methods are there that should be followed by every student, and I am going to just discuss those universal methods, universal approach that should be followed in regard of clearing the UPSC mains examination. So here, first of all, come to the distribution of marks. So first of all, here essay is of 250 marks, and how to approach for essay that we will see in the next slide. Thereafter, general studies, and there is a trend that the students who are good in general studies, who are preparing well, who are practicing the answer writing, all those kind of things, they can score up to 450 marks out of 1000 marks. So here it becomes very critical, and how you can get up to this mark, that depends on your preparation, your answer writing practice, and all those kind of things. Thereafter, optional subject of 500 marks, and here also if you don't get up to 300 marks, 280 or 300 marks, you are not going to clear the mains examination. At least minimum you should be above 280 marks. This is the situation nowadays in UPSC examination trend. And thereafter there will be personality test, that is the question for later time. After you clear the mains examination, thereafter only this picture will come into the process of examination. So here compulsory language papers will be there. Each paper will be of 300 marks. English is compulsory for all the students, and thereafter, depending on their choice and depending on their mother tongue, the students can choose any of the subject that are mentioned in the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. There are 22 languages, and from those 22 languages you can select any of the language. And here you just need to score 25% marks, that is 75 marks, to clear this paper, and this is not included while making the ranking list. So these are just qualifying marks, and you need to qualify in both the papers separately, and thereafter only you will be able to clear the mains examination. It doesn't matter how much you score in the GS papers and optional paper as well as in the essay, but this is very critical to get selected. If you fail in these subjects, that is a rare case. Most of the students clear it very easily, but still there are some students who are unable to clear these papers. So it is critical, but for selective peoples, not for all. So it doesn't matter. Thereafter, there is first paper that will be included while making the ranking list, while selecting the candidates, that is essay. Essay will be of 250 marks and 125 marks question each. There will be two essays to be written in the paper, and in section A you will get 4 options, and out of that you have to write an essay on any one of the topic. Same case will be with the section B. Again there will be 4 topics, and you will have to select any one of them to write an essay. And here the biggest difference is created among the candidates, among the students. Here some students can score up to 160 marks while some may be lingering around 80 marks only collectively after writing 2 essays. That is why there should be focus on essay. Around 115 days is provided, that is 15 weeks gap between the prelims and the mains. So here you should practice essay writing at least once a week. This paper doesn't need that much focus for the content, because if you are preparing for the GS, then you don't need to prepare the content for the essay. That is already with you. Just you have to know how to utilize that GS information, that optional subject information in the essay. But with caution, you should not write the essay in such a way that it looks like the answer of an optional subject. And here you will see that you will definitely find one topic related to geography, whether it is environmental ecology, whether it is disaster management, etc. And again, you will find one topic that will be related to sociology. In both the sections, you will find these two topics. So, if you are from a geography optional and or sociology optional, then you will definitely find it very easy to write the essay, because you are already with all those content that is needed to write an essay. Only you need to focus on the structure and flow of the essay. Flow of the essay is very important so that the examiner doesn't lose the interest to go through your essay. Otherwise, you will be at losing end. So, it is very important. And here, the garnishing of the essay should also be done, like some quotes, sloks, etc. Most of the students go on to use these kind of things. Even nowadays, the students are using the flowcharts and pictorial representations also to make their essay look very good and full of content. So this kind of things should be taken care of, and you should go on to practice essay at least once in a week, because that will prepare you to structure your essay, and no need to write all the essays in full length. Just make the structure, and that I will make you know how to make the structure of an essay in coming videos. So here, if you will make the structure of the essays, then it will be very easy for you to revise this paper before the examination. All the contents, how to maintain the flow of the essay, all those things will be with you within 1 or 2 pages. And just you have to elaborate those things. And it might be so that you will find out of 4 topics, one of the topic is related to the topics which you have already practiced. Because if you will practice the essay writing for 15 weeks, then there will be a structure of around 30 essays with you, and go on to practice the essays on different topics. Like once you have practiced the essay on disaster management, thereafter you practice on women empowerment, thereafter on governance issues, judicial review, etc. So these kind of things should be practiced, so that you will be with the structure of different kinds of essay while revising or while going for the examination already in your head. So you will not need to invest too much of time while writing the paper in making the structure of the essay, maintaining the flow of the essay, how to organize all the topics, which topics should be mentioned earlier in the essay, which topics should be mentioned later on the essay, what to write in the conclusion. All these kind of things will be with you. So you just have to present it in a well manner, and you will fetch very good marks. So this should be kept in mind. Thereafter, there is general studies, and here comes the picture of earlier studies. All those students who have appeared in the prelims exam might have been prepared for the mains exam also. Their optional should be finished off. They might have completed all the work of the world history, art and culture, modern history, all those kind of things should have been done already, and thereafter the notes should be with you. And if you don't have the notes, or some of the students do what, before the prelims exam they don't go to prepare for those topics which are not in the syllabus of prelims exam, but those are mentioned in the syllabus of mains examination. And here what happens, they don't know about world history. They are completely unaware of the types of question or the syllabus of the world history, and here it becomes very problematic for them to how to prepare for the world history. Many of the students leave some of the topics to be done after the prelims exam. So if you have done such kind of things, then you don't have the time to waste. You should go on to finish off those topics before the results are out, and start practicing the answer writing for all those topics which you have already completed. Like, divide your time, whatever time you have, in the slot of 3 hours to finish off all those material, all those topics which you have not finished off for the mains examination. Thereafter 3 hours should be there for revision, only revision, and 2 hours for practicing the answer writing, essay writing, whatever it is, because once in a week you need to practice the essay, but you should practice at least 2 questions, answer writing of at least 2 questions every day. Then only you will be having a good flow of answer writing, and even you will be able to write those questions in the answer sheet of the mains examination which you have not seen earlier, because that will make your mind, that will make you in fact capable of structuring the answers of different type, structuring the topics of different types. So this should be followed while preparing for the mains examination. And here the history that will be of India and the world, modern history, India and the world. But here you will find that maximum questions are from Indian history. Only around 2 questions will be there from the world history, and that too are from the different world. Very difficult questions. It is very rare that you will find the questions from the world history which are easy to write. They will ask about the decolonization of Western Africa. They may ask about the unrest in the Indo-China region before the World War. All those kind of things will be there, and it is very difficult to prepare for the world history. So focus should be on the simple topics which could be finished off easily for the world history, because the major chunk of the questions from history will be from Indian history. And here the Indian heritage and culture, these questions are also very difficult. Like, they will ask about the literature, development of literature and artwork during the reign of the Vijayanagara Empire. So such kind of things, Chola Empire, whatever it is. So such kind of things should be focused on. At least you should be prepared with the Indus Valley civilization, Gupta time art and culture, Chola time, Palas, Pandyas. Like, the development of art and culture during the major rulers, during the major kingdoms should be finished off, so that you will be in a good position to write the answers of the questions which are from art and culture. Thereafter here is geography of India and the world, same situation. And again here most of the questions will be from physical geography as well as Indian geography. And in the physical geography you may find the questions related to the distribution of mineral resources in India, distribution of manufacturing hubs in the world, or the migration pattern in the world. All those things will be over there, and you should finish off these topics and answer these topics with the diagram. In the paper, wherever it is possible to make a diagram, go for making the diagram. It makes your answer sheet very beautiful, and it makes the answer reading for the examiner very interesting, and because of which he will provide you good marks. Thereafter, Indian society, here also it is very good topic, and this will be mostly related to current affairs issues. And if you are well prepared with your current affairs of last 1.5 years, then you will be in a good position to write good answers for this topic. And the trend is like that, those who are clearing the paper and those who are well prepared, they easily score up to 120 marks in paper 1. And here it makes your task easy for paper 2 and paper 3. It provides you a leeway for paper 2 and paper 3. So let us come down to GS paper 2. Here governance related to current affairs, constitution, basic structure of constitution, judicial review, power of governor, all those kind of things will be there. And these questions should be written in a very good manner, because here you will find it very difficult to answer the international related questions as well as the social justice questions. These questions are tricky. So polity, constitution and governance, these 3 topics will make you to get good marks in paper 2. And here also students who are well prepared can go easily up to 110 marks. Although I am saying it easily, but it is not an easy task. I have seen even those students who find it very difficult to go above 60 marks out of 250 in this paper. And this paper has a very wide range. This is the paper which makes the distribution of marks on a wide scale for different candidates. Some of them will be very good at the understanding of governance issues, constitution, polity, social issues, and they fetch very good marks in this paper, and they are ahead of the other students. And here again, revision and answer writing will be the key to the success. Even in any paper, revision and answer writing. This is not the time to start with any new topic. Those topics which are very mandatory, like world history, even if you have left it out, or ethics paper, many of the students go on to leave the ethics paper because they think that there will be no question in the prelims exam from the ethics topics, and because of which they are unable to practice the answer writing. Because if you will start preparing for ethics, it will take you around 15 days, and thereafter you will start answer writing practice. Until that time you are not practicing the answer writing. Same thing will be the world history questions. So here, if you are prepared with all the topics and you just have to revise, then you will have to add just current affairs questions or current affairs topics in your preparation for something new which should be added while preparing for the mains examination. Otherwise, rest of the things should be revised only. No new thing should be added. And here, if you are left behind in world history as well as in ethics topics, then finish it off as soon as possible and don't go for too much of the books. For world history, some of the students will go for B.V. Rao as well as M.L. Khanna, Jain and Mathur. So Norman Law. So this should not be done. Just focus on one book and thereafter go for that. If you are going for Norman Law, then you will not find the topics which were discussed for the time before 1912. The Norman Law book starts from the First World War. So before that topic of Eastern question, because of which the World War had happened, you should go to read Ranjan Chakravarti. Ranjan Chakravarti should be read, and that should be read up to the Eastern question topic only. Enlightened despotism and all those kind of things, the policy of Bismarck, the rise of Germany, unification of Germany, all those things should be read from here, and thereafter move on to the Norman Law, and none other than these books should be read. Jain and Mathur, B.V. Rao, this, that, no need to go for that. Just go on to read these books, make a good notes of these books and revise it again and again, and at least before appearing in the examination, there should be 5 revisions, because there is a limitation to the capacity of the human brain also. All the information will not be there in your mind. The information keeps on fading, so revision should be time and again. Revise those topics, practice the answer of those topics again and again, and because of this you will be in a good position to retain all the information till the mains examination and replicate those information in the mains examination, which will fetch you very good marks. And here in the international relation, this is current based topics, so you just have to know the basics of international relations, the history of international relations of India, and thereafter go on to revise the current affairs again and again. Now here the GS paper 3, again this topic also makes a great difference in your score. Some of the students may be scoring here 100 to 110 marks, and some may be scoring here only 60 to 65 marks. So this is also going to be a big factor in your ranking in the mains examination, because technology, completely current based of questions will be there. Economic development, very tricky questions will be there, related to current affairs, related to the economic reforms in India, related to the outcome of the economic reforms in India. And some of the questions will be like that. They will ask, if this should have been done at that time, then what would be the situation of India have been. So like in the history questions, you may find that there are fictitious history questions, like if Gandhi would have been at the present time, then what would have been the situation in India, political condition, or whether it is the democratic situation. They may ask to know your perspective, your take on these topics. Here in the UPSC mains exam, they are not conducting this mains exam to know what is the level of your information, but here they want to know what is your level of understanding about different informations, as well as how you take those informations in day-to-day life or in any perspective, what kind of decision you take. And because of this exam becomes tricky. Here the intellect peoples may fail miserably, and average student who is having low level of information, but his understanding is very high, his take on that topic is very high, and because of which he is in a good situation to write very good answers for UPSC mains examination. And there where it is needed to write the answers, and also make a group of 2 to 3 peoples, not more than that, otherwise it will become the Lok Sabha. हो हल्ला हो रहा है, बेंच उखड़ रहे हैं, नहीं आप गलत कह रहे हो, मैं सही कह रहा हूँ, ये वो चीज नहीं. not like that. Make group of 2 to 3 peoples of like-minded peoples. Like-minded भी इस सेंस में नहीं कि आप जो सोचते हो वही सोच उनकी है. Here like-minded peoples in the sense of their target. आप जितने शिद्दत से पढ़ाई कर रहे हो उतनी शिद्दत से वो भी पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, तो इससे क्या होगा, यू विल गेट अ वेरिड ओपिनियन, different opinions will be there, and that will help you out to increase the number of points that you are going to write in the mains examination. अलग अलग टाइप के पॉइंट आएंगे. वही चीज को पढ़कर एक स्टूडेंट डिफरेंट ओपिनियन रखता है, दूसरा स्टूडेंट डिफरेंट ओपिनियन रखता है. सो एक्सचेंज दो ओपिनियंस while preparing for the mains examination. When you sit to discuss any topic, 2 to 3 people more than enough. उससे ज्यादा फिर वो आम सभा बन जाएगी जिसमें कोई किसी की नहीं सुनता, सब सिर्फ बोलते हैं. तो वहां पे फिर आपको कोई खास इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं मिल पाएगी, टाइम पास होगा, चाय पे चर्चा होगी, दैट्स इट, बात खत्म. सो हियर you will get different opinions, and that will increase the number of points, number of opinions you are going to provide. And in some cases you may even know that कि आपका टेक थोड़ा सा डेविएटेड है, थोड़ा सा गलत है, और ये चीज आप खुद अग्री करोगे. जब आप डिस्कस करोगे तब आपको समझ में आएगा कि या ही इज राइट, आई वॉज इंटरप्रेटिंग दिस information in a wrong way, so I will go for this opinion to write in the mains examination, and that will increase your score. So discussion is also very important. Thereafter biodiversity, geography related topic, but again here the questions will be from current affairs, environment related topic, again from geography, but this will also be current oriented. Security, a new topic, internal security or security of India, whether it is left wing extremism, whether it is terrorism, whether India is sandwiched between the golden crescent and golden triangle, the drug related issue, the arms infiltration in India, all those kind of things will be there. And for that matter you have to keep track on current related issues, as well as know about the traditional threats, left wing extremism, all those kind of things should be there. Thereafter disaster management, again geography related topic, and this is why the geography students get an edge. They will find it very easy to write the essays. They will find that in GS paper 1 the weightage of geography is around 120 to 130 marks out of 250 marks. In paper 2 also they will find the questions which are related to governance in for various different plans and policies. Again geopolitics issues, that is related to geography, so again they will get an edge of around 50 to 60 marks over there. Again here they will find 80 to 100 marks questions in paper 3, so it becomes very easy for them to score very good marks here in GS paper also. So here it should be mentioned that some of the optionals are like that the students get a good edge while preparing for the mains also, if they are well prepared with their optional subjects like sociology, history, political science and international relations, geography. So such kind of subjects provide an edge to the students for the mains examination. So again here if you are well prepared, and most of the topics here will be from current related events, and you have to keep a good track on the current related events, current issues, whatever these are going throughout the world as well as in India, and then only you will be in a good position to write good answers. So next paper, that is GS4 ethics, integrity and aptitude. Here the thought process of the students is checked. First of all, there will be around 120 marks questions, 10 marks each, that will test your understanding about the different terms as well as different personalities as well as different theories, and the thought process of the teachings of the personalities and the theories related to ethics, integrity and aptitude. And thereafter there will be 130 marks questions that will be to solve any problem or any situation. Take an action, or what would be your course of action if you are in such a situation, that will be provided in the paper. And here in the case studies, the major difference in the marks will be there. In the ethics paper, some of the students can go up to 130 marks. More than 50% marks can be scored by some of the students. But some of the students will be getting very low marks, even up to 50 or to 55 marks. This is the situation because they have not practiced the answer writing of case studies. In the case studies, in some questions you will be provided with one situation and thereafter 2 or 3 possible steps that would be taken by any person who is in such situation. But here you will be asked to select any of these options or discuss all the options and thereafter select any of the options and justify why this option has been selected by you in that particular situation. Or in some cases you will find that the case study doesn't mention any of the options over there, and you have to explore all the options also. What would be your step in such kind of situation, and thereafter what step would be taken by you, and that step, why you have taken such kind of step, that you have to justify over there. And it is not hard and fast that you should justify only one step or one action. You can even select 2 options or 3 options, but you have to justify, and that should be convincing why you are doing such kind of things in that particular situation. That should be explained over there, and that explanation should convince the examination. Then only you are going to get good marks in such kind of questions. Otherwise these questions are of 20 marks as well as 25 marks also, and in that case if there will be great difference, then that will be reflected in your mains total marks. That is why the practice of ethics paper is very important, and not even the ethics paper only, but all the papers should be practiced. The answer writing is the key to the success in the civil services examination, because there you are not going to be present personally in front of the examiner. The medium to provide the information about you in front of the examiner is your answer sheet, not you by your own self. And because of this, your answer should be in a very good situation to reflect your personality over there, and that is done by you. You have to write that answer sheet in such a way that the examiner should be convinced to give you very good marks, and that can be achieved through answer writing practice only. Many of the students are having very good information, but what they do, they don't practice the answer writing, and because of which, even if they are with the very good information, they are unable to present it in a well manner, and ultimately they lose. और बाहर में जाकर कहेंगे यार इससे ज्यादा तो मुझे आता था, फिर भी देखो इसका हो गया, मेरा नहीं हो गया। तो उसी का होगा भाई, उसने स्ट्रेटेजिकली मूव लिया। सिर्फ सेना बल पे जंग नहीं जीती जाती है। वार कैन नॉट बी वोन जस्ट ऑन द नंबर ऑफ वॉरियर्स और नंबर ऑफ सोल्जर्स विथ यू, बट द स्ट्रेटेजी, रणनीति बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। 1526 बैटल ऑफ पानीपत, बाबर के पास क्या था? In comparison with his opponent, Babur was not having a good number of soldiers. बट उसकी रणनीति ऐसी थी कि उसने उनका मनोबल ही तोड़ दिया, उनको पहले ही खत्म कर दिया। तो यहाँ पे भी रणनीति काम करती है। बहुत सारे ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो कि करंट अफेयर्स पढ़ रहे हैं, एनसीईआरटी पढ़ रहे हैं, दे आर नॉट इवन रेफरिंग द रेफरेंस बुक्स, गुड बुक्स, और उसके बाद कहीं से नोट्स उठाकर पढ़ लिया, उससे सारा इंफॉर्मेशन मिल गया, टाइम सेव किया वहां पर, दैट टाइम वाज इन्वेस्टेड इन आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस, और धीरे धीरे उनकी आंसर राइटिंग इतनी ज्यादा सुपर फिनिश हो गई कि वो चलते फिरते भी एकदम कहीं पे बैठ के कि हाँ भाई इसका क्या आंसर होगा जरा सजेस्ट करो, दे विल राइट अ वेरी गुड आंसर ओवर देयर। तो थॉट प्रोसेस चेंज होता है। सिर्फ मगअप करने से आप बाउंडेड हो जाएंगे कि जो बुक में लिखा, जो नोट्स में लिखा है, दैट इज ओनली शुड बी रिटन इन द एग्जामिनेशन पेपर। बट जो लोग ऐसे आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस करते हैं उनकी धीरे धीरे कैपेसिटी डेवलप हो जाती है कि जो आंसर लिखना चाहिए नोट्स के हिसाब से, उसके अलावे 2 पॉइंट वो खुद जनरेट कर देते हैं कि हाँ भाई ये भी पॉसिबल एक सिनेरियो हो सकता है, ये भी एक पॉसिबल पॉइंट्स हो सकते हैं आंसर राइटिंग में, और वो सक्सेसफुल रहते हैं। बिकॉज आपने जो नोट्स पढ़े उसके हिसाब से आपने 6 पॉइंट लिखे किसी क्वेश्चन में, और उनके टोटल 9 निकल कर आ रहे हैं। इवन सम स्टूडेंट्स आर लाइक दैट, दे मर्ज 2 पॉइंट्स इन सिंगल स्टेटमेंट, सिंगल बुलेट। तो क्या होती है कि गिनती कम हो जाती है बुलेट्स की, और वो जो गिनती कम होती है उसके कारण वहां पर एग्जामिनर को लगता है कि लैक ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन। बट व्हाट यू हैव डन द डिजास्टर टू योर ओन सेल्फ। आपने एक ही स्टेटमेंट में 2 पॉइंट मर्ज कर दिए, दैट कुड हैव बीन रिटन इन द नेक्स्ट बुलेट। तो नुकसान आपका हुआ, और क्यों हुआ? बिकॉज यू हैव नॉट प्रैक्टिस्ड इट। प्रैक्टिस अगर किए होते तो ये गलती, ये मिस्टेक कभी नहीं होता। तो यही चीज यहाँ पे है कि प्रेजेंटेशन विल मेक अ गुड डिफरेंस। और उसके साथ साथ जहां पे भी पॉसिबल हो, मेक द फ्लो चार्ट, मेक द डायग्राम। Nowadays even the students are making the flow charts and the diagrams in the history paper also. हिस्ट्री क्वेश्चन में भी वो लोग वहां पर डायग्राम और फ्लो चार्ट का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं और अच्छे स्कोर कर रहे हैं। तो ये सारी चीजें ध्यान में रखनी है जीएस के पेपर को लिखते समय, एकदम डाई हार्ड। और यहाँ पर जो इथिक्स का पेपर है इसमें टर्मिनोलॉजीज, जो भी टर्मिनोलॉजीज हैं उसके डेफिनेशन डाई हार्ड आपको पता होने चाहिए। लेक्सिकन उठाइए, घोंट जाइए, और वो तो खैर प्री से पहले ही हो गया होना चाहिए, बट अगर नहीं किया है देन ऑल्सो लेक्सिकन उठाइए और पूरा उसे लेक्सिकन की बुक को घोंट जाइए। वहां से आपको बहुत सारे इंफॉर्मेशन ऐसे मिलेंगे विच विल बी वेरी बेनिफिशियल फॉर यू while writing the mains paper of ethics. Thereafter optional subjects, 2 पेपर रहेंगे, 250 marks each. The first paper will be of theoretical paper and second paper will be of applied nature. और यहाँ पर हमेशा ये प्रैक्टिस करनी है आंसर राइटिंग के समय, ऑलवेज यू शुड प्रैक्टिस टू पुल इन द थ्योरीज which are there in the paper 1 in the applied mode in paper 2, because this is the applied paper and mostly this paper will be in Indian perspective. If you talk about geography, then this is completely physical geography related paper and human geography, whatever the theories are there in the physical geography, human geography, economic geography, environment and ecology, all those kind of things will be there, but the same theories should be applied while writing this Indian geography paper. The paper 2 will be completely based on India, Indian geography, agricultural condition of India, economic condition of India, geographical condition of India, all those kinds of things will be there in the paper, and you should go on to practice and to pull in. If they are talking about some kind of industrial locations, then pull in the theory of Max Weber while discussing why this industry is located over here, what are the situations. Okay, and thereafter you will be in a position to write very good answers. So here it is very important to practice the answer writing. I am telling again and again, and some students will start writing many things in the comment section below कि सर एक ही वर्ड आता है क्या आंसर राइटिंग, बट हियर इट विल बी द की टू द सक्सेस. आंसर राइटिंग along with the notes, concise notes, you should have made it before the prelims examination. और अगर नहीं बनाया है then don't go for making it. It will take too much of time and आपका notes इतने टाइम में complete भी नहीं हो सकता है. It is not possible to finish off making notes of all the topics which are there in the mains examination within the time period of 15 weeks. So go on to revise from the books itself. Put on the book markings and go on to revise with the books itself if you have not made the notes. But if you are with the notes, very good. You are in a good situation. And here in the optional subject, practicing the answer writing is very important, because as it was in the GS papers, if you are not scoring more than 50% marks, then it is not a problem for you, but you should not go below 100 marks. This should be kept in mind. So the preparation should be like that. You should get at least average 100 marks in each GCS paper. But in the optional paper, you should strive hard to get more than 140 marks in each paper, and it is possible. Most of the students who are clearing the UPSC exam are doing this. And if you want to clear the UPSC exam, you also have to do this. This is the criteria, and this can be achieved through answer writing practice and using the connectivity between the theories and the applied thing. So this should be kept in mind. So here we finish off, and for any personal guidance or anything, you may follow us on social media channels. This is our website where there are different courses going on, and do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new videos. And if you want to contact us, then the contact details are provided in the description below. So for any kind of guidance, you may contact us. Thank you very much and have a nice day.